Hi everyone, this is Big Benedict. We're playing Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 on Master Ninja difficulty with Advanced Tactics. This is the 12th of 17 chapters. It's called Heart of Darkness. The best thing you want to do here is to get your Animus Thing out and dispatch these bats. I'm gonna get through this level as quickly as I can and chain attacks. And that might not be what other people will consider to be advanced tactics, but it is to me. Yeah, but the most demonstrative piece of wisdom or observation that I could find here is that try this level on Ninja Gaiden 2 and then try it on this. You'll see a marked difference in difficulty, as you will in many of the chapters. It just because it's not really, when I say, I've said a lot of times before, Ninja Gaiden Ninja Gaiden 2 is tougher. It's just a lot more obstacles are placed in your way in Ninja Gaiden 2, and sometimes people enjoy those obstacles, like myself. So just watch out for these two guys here. You notice the searchlights coming from the towers there. Those lights can be destroyed, but they come back, and in my opinion, it's completely futile to hit them. So don't even worry about those. We got two guys up here. Fortunately, hopefully you can get them. I guillotine throw for some iframes right there, and what I did right there is a move that I love to do. It's square square triple triangle. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the shop. My upgrade at the shop was the Dragon Sword to level 3. And I had no particular rhyme or reason for that. I just wanted to. I just like to do that particular move, and I think I'm going to be using the Dragon's Claw. Yeah, I use the Dragon's Claw and Tiger's Fang for the boss. So once you jump down here, this is what I would say would be an advanced tactic, because this is the first time I'm bringing it to the guide scene. What you want to do though is take out the guys from the water. Even though I come over here, it's to slay a couple of these guys here. But it does require, even though the Inferno, you'll see the circular target over the enemies. Sometimes, and it's really jacked up, the enemies won't get burned up, and it's because you're not close enough to them. That's what I discovered over here. So you notice that these guys are burning up, but even though, like I said, sometimes they don't burn up because you're just too far away from them. And I don't think that's fair. If they've got a circle on them, they should get burned up no matter what. And this was a really good run here, because at about this point, I think almost all the guys are dead, if not all of them. Now we can just go looting. So over here is an herb of spiritual life. Gonna grab that. That would have been healing items, blue essence orbs, if I had any health off of me though. The next chest we're going to get up here, I think the next one in line is the one that gives, this one over here, this one always gives you healing orbs no matter what. So I was just demonstrating that and just getting it. Normally there are arrows, like right where that body was right there are arrows in the other game, so that's why I was confusing that. Here's the Life of the Gods. I think this is the 6th one. Let me see. Yeah, we need 3 more for another upgrade. And I think the boss for this level is a little bit better than in Ninja Gaiden 2. More challenging and just flat out funner. So there's some Nimpo orbs for you. We're going to go up here and grab another herb of spiritual life off this course right here. And then this chest over here, it'll give you fish or money. I got the fish this time, which I wanted because I can charge an attack and get even more money. And also in Ninja Gaiden 2, there was a Devil's Way mushroom down here. That's why I was looking for it, because I just played that game pretty recently, so I was confusing locations. But it's a mistake that I'm sure a lot of you can forgive me. And that's all you've got to do. It's a pretty straightforward section. There's an item over to the left. Make sure you grab it. The only real thing about this part is that you have to go a long way without a checkpoint. So don't take any unnecessary risks. In fact, for the final few guys, I'm just going to cast Nimpo, because there comes a point when you just don't want to waste progress. So once we emerge up here, we're going to get an item to the left, and I think it's blue orbs. But I was targeting this guy up here because I knew he always comes. So I shot him through the tree, but he shot me. So the reason this gave me blue orbs right here, I think it's because I had some health off my person. Let's see what happens. Oh no, it gave me an herb. That was odd. That's really odd. But anyway, now you want to equip your Enma's thing. You'll notice a little edit right here. Spared you guys the hassle of having to watch me switch menus. And just don't. Yeah, these bugs, they take off a lot of your health. So what you need to do is charge an attack well away from them. And then there's amazing splash radius with this Enma's thing. So use that to your advantage. I don't know what happened right there, but that's pretty atypical. And if you want the most money, don't do what I'm doing. Don't chain attacks like this. But I've got nearly 300,000 essence, and I wanted to talk about that when there's a lull. But this is important coming up here. We have a couple of gunners to the immediate in front of us right there across this chasm. What you should not do, and I do it right here unintentionally just because I couldn't help it, don't jump near that cable wire, because then you'll be dangling on the cable wire like a jackass trying to get off, and they'll probably shoot you in the process. See right there? Right there, I knew I shouldn't have jumped, but I was glad that I didn't latch onto it. So if you want to use the Inferno, it's a great tool, but I decided to save it for the nonce and equip my wind blade so I could tear the rest of these guys up. Because seriously, who wants to start from that last checkpoint? It's ridiculous. But I did want to talk about why I have so much money, and it's not because I've been grinding for money anywhere in the game. I have not. I did not. And even if I had, I don't really care, about making excuses, because I don't have to make excuses to anyone. This is my campaign. But I'm just telling you the reason why is because I've never. I mean, there may have been a time, I can't remember. I don't want to commit myself to it, but I don't heal in battle, never. And that's me going a long way from where I started, because I would always heal. And when you do that, you're forced into the corner of having to buy items constantly, and that's a waste of money. You're constantly wasting money. And, having 300,000 essence, that's too much. I've got too much. I'll never need to spend that much money in this game. And but it just makes me think to myself that I'm doing a good job not using items. So I got a triangle parry, going to take this guy out right here. And what I started out, what my goal was for this chapter, coming off that big battle that we did last time, I said to myself, I'm not going to buy anything at the store. Whatever I collect is what I'm going to take with me to the boss, and I'll use that. Even because there's a ton of stuff in this level. There's a Talisman of Rebirth. There's a lot of pickups. There's a lot of sources of money too. So this is where the Amazonian Deathworm was from Ninja Gaiden 2, but they took him out of this game, and probably rightly so, because he was kind of a nuisance, kind of a joke. Anyway, a very brief space of map before there's another save point, and then we have a mandatory fight. It's strange, because in Ninja Gaiden 2, this is not mandatory. This is completely skippable. But this is a new enemy. No. What am I talking about? This enemy here, this Chainsaw Bazooka Zombie, these guys are Ninja Gaiden 2. Had a moment of senility there. I'm only 30 years old, but I still had one. For these Deathworms, I love to fly swallow them, because since I have the Dragon Sword at level 3, I could do the Flying Swallow times 3. Not on every enemy, but normally on enemies that are tall like this. So these guys are worth a lot of money. I think you get 1,200 essence for killing one of those guys with a UT. But I don't need essence. The last thing I need is money right now. And I'm not bragging or anything. I'm just telling you guys that you can do it. Just don't heal. Just try not to heal. It's not, like you say, even now, I'm not going to heal, because I'll use magic and try to get some blue essence drops from that. And even if I don't get any, I'll either die or I'll play, as best as I can and start sweating even more, but I'm not going to heal. I don't even think I'll be healing the entire game, except on bosses. Bosses to me are different, because it's like a stamina situation, and the damage output is just crazy, because like they'll getting grabbed and getting hit, and I don't know, it's just a different thing for me. But anyway, my health didn't regenerate up here because I have a couple of more Chainsaw Bazooka zombies, but Also, I'm never going to be using the gun. The gun can go fuck itself. I'm never going to use that piece of shit. It's so slow, and recovering from one shot. If you're playing this game, just use the gun and see how long it takes you to recover, and then use the bow and see how long it takes you to recover. It's so much of a difference. It's crazy how quickly you can recover from using the bow and arrow. The Howling Cannon is a piece of shit. I mean, it'll kill these blood eels quicker, but I didn't even kill these guys. I ran over them, and it was kind of stupid of me to. This is hard because the game doesn't work properly here. It's aiming at the blood eels, and you're trying to hit the guy across the way, but it's aiming at the blood eels. So you may have to cast magic or do what I did really stupidly and just water ran across the way, hoping I wouldn't get grabbed by a blood eel. And this is just really reckless right here. I got shot right there, but what happened is those eels unspawned after I loaded the save point and then died on them. So that was completely unintentional, but I didn't want it to happen. See, now they're gone, and it's weird. I thought that they cleared up that whole issue about unspawning enemies, but I think they did to a certain extent, but it still exists. So now we're going to get a Devil's Way Mushroom off this course right here, and also a Jewel of the Demon Seal. All of my Nimpo are upgraded to level 3 except the Flame Phoenix. So I'm going to apply this to the Flame Phoenix here, and then we'll get the next one in, I think we get it in the next chapter actually. So there's only one use that I ever have for the Flame Phoenix, and it's on the final boss. Not the final boss, but the boss before the final boss. What's called the immature form of him, of the Archfiend. And it's only when things are coming overhead, his projectiles are coming overhead at me, that I cast that magic. Otherwise, I never use it in the entire game. So here I was just for the sake of expediency, I was charging attacks off orbs. And you could say that these aren't advanced tactics because I'm using UTs, but if you want to refer to my second video, I did go over what exactly advanced tactics mean. And if anyone does comment about that, I'm not going to respond because they should have been listening to the whole guide. And anyway, normally I respond to comments, just not comments that are, kind of ignorant. Especially with a guide, you should be watching the guide. But I hope that it doesn't make me seem like a jackass. But a guide is meant to be watched and enjoyed, and for instructive purposes. I don't do guides to entertain people. That's not my goal. I mean, they might entertain people, some of my antics sometimes, but my goal is to instruct people on how to beat these games. So here I was trying to wind path off the guy's head. I missed a couple of times, but I just wanted to demonstrate that you can wind path off their heads. So that guy's slayed. Now we're going to go save our progress here. I'm going to swap weapons. I'm going to swap weapons. And then I'm going to go get the Talisman of Rebirth, $50,000 item right there. You don't want to miss that. Although with 30 Crystal Skulls, it's only half that. It's only 25,000. But look, right there. See how I was demonstrating? I started from having no items to all those items. That's incredible, I think. I mean, it might not be the most incredible thing in video game history, but I'm just saying that I had 0 items, and now I have a whole bunch of items to help me out to beat the boss, the Flame Dragon. It's a pretty tough boss, too. What I'm going to do is have the boss, and then I'll have a slow-mo feature of the boss, because I think that's a really good tool to help people. And this time I'm not gonna make it go so slowly, but it'll be in a speed that I can really talk about it and discuss the boss. So now we have bugs and chainsaw bazooka zombies. I'm just chaining attacks, and there's nothing in the water below except there is a crystal skull if you haven't got it, but I've already got it a long time ago. So the Animus Fang is a really good tool here. I'm just using it because it has a great deal of splash damage, and it can hit things that ordinary other weapons can't hit. So I'm taking out these bugs, going to use their essence, I'm going to jump away, chain and attack. Oh, I got shot. Getting shot hurts pretty, I mean, their cannonballs hurt you pretty bad. And if they hit you, if they jump on you, they're going to chainsaw you. It's a really cool animation, actually. And blood starts splurting all over the place. It's one of the more horrific animations in this game. But yeah, these guys are just worth a ton of money. Not so the bugs. The bugs are just there to, I don't know what exactly their function is. Maybe to draw a disparity between large and small creatures. But in Ninja Gaiden 2, there's enemies over here, but of course nothing's over here. So I believe there may be an edit over here because I switched a weapon. Oh no, I didn't. I'm sorry. That edit was so smooth I didn't even notice it. I couldn't even find it because I knew there was one there. But here is, for the first time now. Oh no, for the second time rather. Sorry about that. We're redoing a battle scenario that we've already faced before, namely Blood Eels and Chainsaw Bazooka Zombies. The Blood Eels, what are those things? Death Worms, I'm sorry, Death Worms. The Death Worms will try to impale you with their tongue, and they teleport from one place to another, always where you are. It's that old gaming convention of, see how he came up right where I was? Wherever you are, that's where he's going to rear his ugly ass head up. So here's the boss right here, and I decided to switch to this weapon because it's such a steady-handed weapon. I can't emphasize how great this weapon is. It's just got so much self-control, and you really have to use it to understand what I mean. But watch out for his flame attack. Observe which direction his head is leaning towards, and go the opposite way. You notice his attacks, they'll break your guard and damage you, so you've got to watch out for that. In fact, he clawed at me right there with his foot. When he scratches at the dirt with his feet, he's going to summon up flame geysers, and the Inferno works really well on this boss. Or excuse me, what am I talking about? The Void. Stay away from hitting him in the head. Don't repeat what I did right there. You want to hit him on the side or the back. You don't want to hit him where his head is, because he'll grab you. See how he lunged like that? He'll either lunge or he'll scratch at the dirt, and once that happens, you need to quickly evade. I would evade twice, actually, because it's just not good enough to evade once. So here he's going into OT status for the first time, and there is no checkpoint, but now his tail is cut off, but that's the only difference. There's no extra moves he does. Nothing you need to prepare yourself for differently. Just keep hitting him, and once this slows down, I can actually talk about it a little bit more. So here we go right here. You see, he moved his head to that direction, so that was my cue to move over here. Now I'm going to use, all I'm using is triangle attacks. And when I say this weapon has a lot of self-control, mostly I'm talking about its triangle attacks. So you see right there, I was blocking, it broke my guard, and I took a little bit of damage. I think that's a little bit unfair, but this guy, I mean, it is a really huge creature, and it makes sense in that respect. So here he's summoning fire. He's going to the right. I need to go to the left. Jump over here. Do an evade. Triangle, 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 triangle. 4 triangles. Evade. He broke my guard. So I'm pretty much just accepting getting these little hits off my person. It takes like 1/9 of your health away. But you know, if you're going for a really clean run, you want to avoid that and not even try to block it. You want to evade it. So there's the usage of the Talisman of Rebirth. He's swinging his tail. I'm blocking. He's just breaking my guard a lot. That's the main problem. So you see right there, it's actually probably 1/12 of your health. Not much else to say. I mean, he will fly up, and that's just your cue. He'll fly up just like Zidonius does in the last chapter. See this? Like, he'll fly up, and then you need to acquire the proper timing. And it didn't look like I had the proper timing right there, but it was maybe because, again, I don't know. Sometimes you have recovery time in this game, and that's just, you have to accept that you might not be able to evade at the right time. And I know there are ways to, shirk and cancel out of attacks and stuff like that, but I'm just not that's not a huge part of my repertoire. So he summoned a Flame Geyser right there, and now I'm going to go in for a few swings. And I never really leave his side. I keep with him. I'm going to evade at the right time that time, double jump back, and I did a fly swallow to get a little bit closer. One issue I was having here was not having enough range coming back to him and having to dash too many times over to him. So if you want to try to use the scythe on this guy, you might want to try it, but I love the calmness of this weapon. It's just got such self-control. I cannot emphasize how great this weapon is. Here he is in OT status. We're going to cut his tail off, and you don't need a checkpoint. Trust me, this guy is not that difficult. I mean, he may appear difficult, but a little practice, and you'll be the victor here. So I'm going to evade twice. Did I get that? Yeah. It also might be an issue of getting out of the radius of that ground destruction when he lands. See that? See how he destroys the earth right there? So you've got to get out of that. And he's pretty... I mean, his moves are so well telegraphed that there really should be no issue for you here. So here he's in OT status again. And this was a fun, easy, brief chapter. I'll see you in chapter 13. It's not going to be as easy, but we will succeed.